So throughout my planning, I've learned a lot of new skills and knowledge that I didn't know before, such as I've learned new skills such as how to merge two images together. I've also learned more knowledge. I also have more knowledge now on the conventions of supernatural horror. As you can see at the start of my planning, I produced a genre research of supernatural horror, and I merged it together with psychological horror. And even though these two genres are very similar, they're not the same. So throughout my planning, as I went along, I kind of realized this, and I've separated them now. So the difference between supernatural horror and psychological horror is supernatural horror deals with a supernatural presence, such as a ghost or a demon. This genre deals more with the question of the unknown, which is why they include a lot of religion sometimes in some of the films. Their film is based on suspense, and they tend to cross over genres. And you can see that I kind of did this a little bit with my own trailer, as I included a little bit of psychological with the idea of Ben maybe not being, with the idea of maybe Ben being mentally unstable due to his mother's death. However, this idea is not really explored as well throughout the trailer. It will be more explored throughout the film. I also included something like based on a true story, which is something that psychological horrors tend to include more than supernatural. And examples of psychological horrors include The Silence of the Lambs in American Psycho. And the examples of supernatural horror is things such as The Exorcist or Paranormal Activity or Insidious. So the characteristics of a psychological horror is that it includes more, it's more realistic, like it's more reality based. It includes more the unstableness of a mind. So the person tends to commit immoral or inhumane acts, which would then this would play on the audience's mind. So that's the way they kind of get a reaction out of the audience. They create discomfort, and they also tend to include a plot twist, which supernatural horror doesn't, as they tend to go with the conventions. You kind of know what you're getting with a supernatural horror more. So other skills that I've learned a lot through my research part. So I researched a lot of videos on how to film. I researched videos on Photoshop skills. I researched a lot of Photoshop skills, and a lot of them I probably won't use, but I researched them so I would have a wider knowledge, and my ideas wouldn't be limited. So in case I may not use the how to merge two images together, but at least I know it in case I wanted to do it. The other skills I learned were through YouTube videos. A lot of them were through YouTube videos actually, and I also had a little mini documentary of a previous photographer and film director who spoke about a lot of the skills used in filming, such as lighting, and he focused a lot on that, and I took a lot of ideas from that, which I'm going to use in my trailer. The knowledge I learned was through research and articles, such as the representations of Black people in supernatural horrors, which there aren't many of, or there aren't any that I found. So this gives me more of open space to do whatever I want to do, as I'll be the first one to do that. However, I don't go too far off, as I still keep to other conventions, such as being a family. Even though the family isn't a traditional family, there's still a family in my trailer. I also follow a lot of the conventions, so as an audience you'd still know that it's a supernatural horror. In my planning so far, I also researched licensing and institution, which are things that's going to help me with my products. In the future, I'm planning on now creating my poster in my magazine, and also starting my filming for my trailer. And as these things go on, I'm going to be using my planning in order to make big decisions on my work. So that this shows how useful that the planning that I've done is to the final product that I'm going to be producing.